All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Shane.
And I'm Beau.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics. We're here for what is now our true inaugural episode. We tried this once before. We had some issues, but this is the first one that everybody gets to enjoy and be a part of.
Yeah, this is episode 1 with the good sound quality. The last one didn't have good quality, but we're going to go right into it. Today's beer, for all you people that were playing at home, is Hubbard's Cave. S'more, right? I haven't tried it yet. It smells good. 12% alcohol. I can smell it from across the freaking table.
It's good.
Yo, that is good.
Sweet.
Yeah,
you
it is.
Taste the things that it says.
Oh, yeah, no, there's definitely like marshmallow and chocolate and shit. That's really good. All right, if you haven't guessed, our movie's going to be Sandlot.
This is a true classic for me from my childhood.
Yeah, this is the kids movie from the 90s.
So, again, this is the Sandlot that came out April 1st, 1993. That hits a little home for me. That is my dad's birthday. So I'm fairly sure, with the topic of the movie being childhood in the 60s, that means my dad probably took me to the theater on opening day because it was his birthday and it was a movie about things
that he probably
would attach to.
Yeah. He grew up in like suburb Indiana, right?
And for the two of us, especially because this kind of hits super close to home. For us, it's not necessarily our parents' age that these kids were. It would actually be our parents' older brothers.
Yeah, like our
uncles
and stuff.
It specifically would be their age, because like my dad would have been like 4, which would have made our uncle would have been like 9
or 10. Yeah,
so getting right around the age for what these kids would have been.
Right.
So again, this movie just hits way close to home because of that.
Right. Let's get into it.
All right. Just as soon as the movie opens, like the music starts playing, just the nostalgia that hits.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Like the second it starts, I was just like, oh man, I'm in for the ride that I want, that I need, that I'm expecting right now.
Yay, I get to be 6 again.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like you're the childhood experience.
Right. I had the extra fun of my friend Chuck was with me when I watched the movie and stuff, and he'd never seen it.
What?
I know, right? I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, like, I got to do this. I got to take these notes. Like, we can't do our usual bullshit where we like talk over whatever we're watching, right? He's like, oh, no, that's fine, dude. I've never seen this movie. And I just looked at him like he was an alien. Like, what? You're the exact same age as me. Like, your parents had a VCR. I know they did. Like, they never once rented this movie for you. He's like, no, not once. I was just like, oh, you poor deprived child. Let's just watch. You're going to love it. He did. Spoiler. He loved the movie.
I mean, of course.
You can't not like. So I had the extra fun of having like
watching it,
getting to see his reaction,
seeing it through his eyes.
So that was great.
That's nice.
Show your kids this movie if you haven't. All right, no, we're gonna go right into it. Like, first thing, nice opening shot, small town. Everybody's all going around, and we pan in onto the nice shot of the old U-Haul from like the 60s. I really liked that. And everybody, got the kids playing baseball, and you actually see literally everybody, all of our kids in the shot at one point or another, all running, doing something. You see like Benny running home across the street. So you get kind of an idea of like, oh, they all live in kind of the same little spot.
True neighborhood group.
And Smalls and his family, they're the new ones. They're just moving in, and you immediately get the feeling that poor little Smalls is just a big nerd. Right.
Yeah, you can tell that it's not one of the cases of he's just worried because he's the new kid. He's worried because he's the new kid who already didn't fit in somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if he was already on one bad foot, now he's not going to have no legs to stand on.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, I hate the narrator. The narrator is the worst thing in this movie, and I know it's the director. He's the good director. I'll give him that. Not a good voice actor.
It was okay.
Yeah,
it wasn't the best. I'll say this is definitely one of the first movies I ever watched that had a full feature-length narration going on. You know, that constantly goes back to it, not just in the beginning and once at the end. It definitely didn't need it. The movie flows at a good enough pace. You don't really need most of the narration. There are a couple of jumps when they go from random memory to another one that definitely has no story connection to the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, the narration is a little bit lackluster.
Right.
All right, so yeah, we then we get to see the rest of the Smalls family.
Yeah.
right? And so that's Karen Allen, Indiana Jones fame,
Yeah.
who again, I don't know why, but just her depiction in this movie, you feel motherly from her. Like I mean,
Yeah.
just every time she's on
great.
camera, you get this like
She's
moment.
great.
Then the next person we get introduced into, of course, Dennis Leary as his stepfather. This just goes to show, though, the 90s had a real love for foul-mouthed comedians
In children's movies.
Well, and being not just movies, but being the parent figure. Bob Saget is a key example of a father figure who is
Oh God, raunchy.
not the same offset as he was before his production.
Especially when he was doing the cocaine.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I'll at least go out on the limb and say they didn't give Dennis Leary the full Bob Saget treatment here.
Yeah.
He's not Mr. Clean. Even in the beginning, I mean, he's
not like an
he's
asshole.
not quite that bad. He is. I mean, again, you can understand why the kid feels like that's what his stepdad thinks, right? Like you can tell.
Oh, did
He's
you catch
just
the
trying to-
line mess up there?
He's just trying to give him some tough love most of the time.
Right, when they have that first, he's setting up his baseball memorabilia in his little den thing, and Smalls walks in. They messed up the line because the narrator right before that scene is like, they were still like learning to get along and all this other shit. He walks in and goes, "Dad, I mean Bill," and I'm like, wait, shouldn't that have been the other goddamn way around? Shouldn't it have been Bill? I mean Dad. Right? Shouldn't he be reluctant to call him dad? He immediately called him fucking dad. If they were still like, just like, kind of iffy on each other, like he immediately calls him dad. And then later in the movie, they do almost the same thing, only it's reversed. He says he does it the way I said he should.
I don't know if it's a flub or it's just more to show how awkward the kid is. with
I
the
guess,
dad.
but I just thought it was weird.
Like it's just a lot more like, hey, this kid is so uncomfortable because of who the dad is. Again, I mean, it does no matter what root back to the dad not being okay.
Dennis Leary is an intimidating man for being 5'11" and 100 pounds.
Well, and in this movie, he definitely again just the
what does he do? I bet he has some kind. They're in Utah. I bet he works for some like government agency, right? And that's not what they're telling us, right?
I don't know.
He's CIA, definitely.
The presence he gives off is always he's intimidating.
Yeah, we don't ask Bill a lot of questions. We don't.
Well,
we
that's just
enjoy
the
the house. Yeah, it's like we just enjoy the house.
That's just the 60s. That's not necessarily him. But yeah, then we get the scene where they decide to play catch. He convinces him to play catch.
Yeah.
And what happens?
He smacks him right in the face.
Well, I've watched that scene a lot, and I don't know who I want to blame for the ball to the eye.
I feel like he may have done. I wrote in my notes, I feel like he did it on purpose.
I don't know though,
because the frustration Dennis Leary is showing,
he definitely looks
just it progresses throughout the thing.
frustrated.
So at the end there, I feel like he's like, I'm gonna throw it right at his face, and if he don't fucking catch it, it's his own fault. I seriously feel, because that's something my dad would have done. You're either gonna catch it or it's gonna hit you in the face. There are only two options. And to his credit, he did catch it, but it was just going too fast, and he's a frail boy.
Yeah.
What a fucking shiner, though. Did you see that thing? Makeup did good on it.
Yeah, I'll never forget that scene of using the steak on the black eye. I never did that at all in my life, but I remember always wanting to do. I didn't want a black eye, but if the few times I got hit in the eye, whether it was by fist, by something else hitting me in the eye, my first thought was always, I wonder if. But again,
am I going to get to tape the steak to my face?
But again, how many times do you just have a thawed steak in your fridge?
Right.
Too? Like again, like that was a perfectly thawed, ready to be cooked right away steak. Usually, that if I have that, it's in the
Rocky
freezer.
Started that, didn't they?
I don't know.
Isn't that Rocky's fault?
I don't know.
We'll probably get into
I
that.
probably would have had that in my freezer though.
You'd be better served with a frozen bag of fucking peas, really. If you ever get punched in the face, fuck the steak. Just get a bag of peas, slap it on your eye. 20 minutes, you'll be fine. I've been punched in the face a few times.
All right. And so after that scene, it's time. It's time for Scott to go out, to make friends. His mom tells him enough is enough. It's time for you to meet some people. And she says it's time.
You're not sitting in the room with your books and erector set like you did last summer, which his room's actually pretty cool.
That's what I was going to say. Like, so then we start to see him. He has to make his friends. He goes out. He's got the giant hat.
He looks like a shovel.
You say what you want, man. I always wanted that hat.
You wanted that hat?
I wanted that. I don't know why. I know it wasn't cool. I know it was meant to be the thing that they were making fun of.
Yeah.
But I loved the giant build hat. I always wanted this giant build hat. You say what you want. So then he slowly starts to meet all the neighborhood kids. We've got Ham, the great Hambino himself.
Yep. My favorite character. Squints, the Tommins twins, Repeat, and Timmy.
Yeah, it's one of the
I think
two.
it's Timmy and Tommy, and the other one, the little one, repeats everything he fucking said.
And then the tall guy with the glasses, who again, it's a weird name, and I never can remember.
It's Bertram. I wrote it down.
Thank you. I'm glad you wrote it down because I meant to, and that's what I was just trying
That
to
poor
look
kid
for.
has like nothing to do in this fucking movie.
He is barely there for any of it.
Right.
He's in background shots for some, he does some good reaction scenes.
Yeah.
That's what he's kind of good for. He's good
He
for
has
some
a
good
really
reaction scenes.
They have a great. I don't remember where it is in the movie, but it's a great cut. It just cuts over to him, and he's just goofy laughing, and he's just like.
I kind of feel like the only reason he's there is because they were like, we need another kid who doesn't make Benny look like he's 5 years older than
I
everybody
know.
else.
I wrote in my note. I wrote down. I was like, Benny looks 16.
Yeah, no,
But he's the nicest fucking guy.
you can tell.
Yeah, no, he immediately goes, takes Smalls under his wings, like, oh, we're gonna go play some ball.
And when he sees that,
His gloves all busted because he's sitting out on his porch with his big shiner.
I don't think I can play. My glove's busted.
Because it's plastic. Who makes a plastic glove? That must have been just a 60s.
It was a toy. No, it was because it was again, not in the aspect of baseball or toy,
So like a
but
wiffle
like that
ball
is a
glove.
toy. Yeah, that is a toy. It was not supposed. That was what they were supposed to be getting at. Is that he was literally playing with a toy version of a baseball glove. It was not a real baseball glove.
I'd just never seen one before.
You find them. They're weird. Again, it is a toy. It was never meant to be played real ball with. Yeah, and we got Kenny DeNunez. That's who we were forgetting.
Yeah, that guy.
So
The other kid who looks like he's like 15.
So again, he is in Mighty Ducks 2. Him and Benny are both in Mighty Ducks 2.
Nice.
Benny, of course, being the kid who can't stop.
Yeah.
He always had the speed.
Yeah, he goes really
always
fast.
has the speed.
Always has the speed. But no, they start playing. Benny tells him go. It's super funny because he's like, yeah, go left center. He's just like, okay, where's that? He's just like, do you know where the outfield is? He's like, yeah, it's over there. He's like, do you know where left is? It's like, yeah, then go over there.
He goes too far.
Yeah. He's like, no, over there.
Yeah. Well, again, at that point, it's totally on Scott because he wasn't paying attention. Because again, it was left center, and he said left, and so he just ran far left. And well, that's on you, kid. Even you should understand you more than anybody. You're supposed to be the nerd.
You're the nerd. You're the smart.
You should have understood that left center meant in the center, slightly to the left.
It's okay. He got frazzled, and he's just.
I know.
And then Benny starts to walk away, and Scott's just all like, "How do I catch it?" Benny's cool as fuck, dude. He just turns around. He's like, just stick your glove up in the air. I'll take care of it. And then just goes up and easy as you please, bink, right into the kid's glove, and it's all slow mo and epic. And he's doing the whole. His eyes are closed, and he's like, "Please catch it," and smack right into it. Then it's like, oh shit, Benny's like some super mega ultra badass.
Yeah. They set up way early on that we were supposed to know he is like the superhero of baseball.
Yeah, he is our mythic hero.
Yeah. So in that scene, right, we still get a moment where the ball gets close to the fence, right? The very first time we hear the beast is in that moment.
Because
how crazy is it that we don't even acknowledge it? Literally,
right.
if you haven't seen the movie, you might not even pay attention to the moment where they're like,
because it rolls and Smalls goes and gets it.
Yeah.
And there's like it gets all, and then there's like a
zooms
little
in for a brief second,
and then
you hear the growl,
and he grabs the ball and runs back real quick. Like, what the fuck was that? So that's our only like clue that there's something up,
Something going on.
at that point. But yeah, he catches the ball and everybody's like, yay. I don't know. Does it cut to them going home immediately after that, or is there
Shortly
more
after that.
Yeah,
They
this
walk
is where
back.
Benny tells him to burn his hat.
Yes, burn that hat.
Right, get you some jeans, a t-shirt, burn that hat. He's equipping our young hero for his journey. You can get a nice proper hat for you, so you don't look like you're. I don't know what that bill is. It's like a foot long, dude.
You can say what you want. I loved it.
If I ever,
still
if
want
I
one.
ever find it, I will get it for
Still
you.
want one.
I will totally buy you one if I find one.
So I before we go any further, into the movie, I just want to stop right now and make the point that it is crazy just how much the 90s wanted us to believe that baseball was still like the American pastime. Like all kinds of movies were still pushing this. And I don't know about you, I didn't play Little League.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, because of this movie, I was like, I want to play T-ball now.
Crazy.
And
But
then
did you play T-ball or Little League?
all of it. I played T-ball, minor league, played all the way up into Little League, all the way through like 8th grade. And buddy, I was so I could hit the ball. I was ham. I could hit the ball, but I sucked at running. I sucked at catching.
Well, you shot everything I was going to say, because I personally, I maybe knew 1-2 people that played Little League, and that's it. Most people I knew didn't.
Well, you grew up in Indiana, maybe that's
Well, no,
different.
I grew up all over,
Well, yeah, you moved a lot.
which actually would technically increase the odds that I
Yeah.
should have been finding people playing baseball.
Mom thought it would help me like lose weight, I'm sure, because I was a little pudgy kid. Which I hated it because I'm fat, I got short legs, and these other kids are all fast and shit trying to run the base, and I got this dude literally right fucking behind me, and I'm trying so goddamn hard, just chugging along, and he's right there, and I'm like, I can't go any faster. Yeah, I didn't like playing baseball. The end of my synopsis. I forgot where the hell we were in the movie now. I think they immediately go back to the next day at the
It's
thing.
because most of it is
Most
just
of it's
the
at the
baseball
Sandlot.
at the Sandlot. Yeah. No, the next big thing I have a note on is the sleepover scene. I know that. I mean, we get there pretty quick, but I feel like I've definitely.
No, right before that, the scene where Ham.
The Great Bambino.
And he
Great Bambino.
he hits the ball over the fence, and Smalls
All right,
is
so
like,
then let's just start right there.
yeah, Smalls is like, I'll get it, because he doesn't know. He's the new kid, and he runs because everybody's still beating on Ham for fucking hitting the ball over the fence, and Smalls goes to jump, and then they all see him, and they all no, and run and fucking grab him like he's trying to jump over the Berlin Wall, right, and pull him back. And to Smalls' credit, he tries to fight him off. He's like, what are you doing? Get the hell off me.
Knocks the ball right over the fence.
Right, he called it too. Fucking, he pointed.
I love that this happens this time, and because they call the sleepover so fast, we don't even get to address the baseball that we do later on. Like the reason why that was going to be the end of the day. We don't talk about it because they just instantly are like, oh yeah, sleepover. Cut to sleepover.
Yeah, that makes it okay that we lost the ball. But, they kept count. They lose like 4 balls.
It's a bunch, which the money they must have been coming up with constantly to get these balls. But so then we get to the sleepover scene. The reason we're here, the reason we're drinking some s'more
beer
is because of s'more. How can I have some more of something if I haven't had any yet?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, the truly beautiful little scene. It's great. I love the moment right after that.
Right.
I would have written it all down. It happened too fast. I didn't want to rewind it that many times. But then Ham gives the most elegant, eloquent explanation for how you make s'mores, and it's short. It's not like it's wordy. It's not like it's got a lot.
The gram, and then you take the chocolate. You take the chocolate and you place it upon the gram. Now you take the mallow. Toast the mallow. Place the mallow upon the chocolate, gram, and stuff.
Some more.
S'more. No, it's the best.
And then immediately after the s'more,
We get the cool story.
We get the story, which also has literally my favorite and most quoted line ever. Not just from this movie, ever.
Right.
And it's until forever. Forever. You have to make the lip movements when you're saying it, or you're not doing it correctly. People will not know you are trying to reference this movie.
Pop the lower lip off your teeth.
I apologize for all audio people listening. If this is really poppy, because we had to make the point of forever.
Right. It is a legitimately creepy story. The story used to creep me out when I was a kid.
This is the moment where we get to find out about Mr. Myrtle. It's the first time we get to hear the name of the man who owns the dog. We still don't find out the name of the dog. They still just refer to it as the Beast. But we do find out that Mr. Myrtle is the man who owns the dog. Right now, I want to go ahead and say this. Anybody who hasn't seen the movie, I apologize, spoilers. But we see in this flashback that Mr. Myrtle is a white man.
Yeah, a big fat white dude.
It is clearly not James Earl Jones or anyone who could have in any way have been James Earl Jones.
Maybe they only had him for like a day.
So my theory here is that they're just trying to let us know how unreliable of a narrator that Squints' grandpa is.
Yeah,
or even Smalls.
Yeah.
Because technically right now we are listening to Smalls tell us this story of Squints telling him a story that Squints' grandpa had told Squints when he was a child.
That happened in the 1920s?
Oh yeah, well, way before. Like when
the robber had the bag had a little money sign on it. It cracked me up.
And so I think we're just supposed to know that there are a chain of unreliable narrators.
Yeah.
And that's why this information, but it definitely stood out to me upon this watching. I don't know if I've ever paid attention any other time I've watched, but certainly this time, as soon as the flashback started, I was like, who is this man supposed to be?
Right, me too. I
definitely know that that's not what Mr. Myrtle looks like.
No.
Yeah, so then we find out that the Beast has been according to the story, has been killing people.
Yeah.
And is now under house arrest, under the house.
That's what that big ass chain is
for. All right, last time, guys.
Yeah, we're not going to do it again.
And again, the way this movie works, we just immediately skip to the next beat. Like this movie moves.
On we go. Yeah,
this
just
movie
goes.
Just moves. It's not worried about taking time. Yeah, it's not worried about taking time. They do not set up one moment to the next. They just, that these are kids playing baseball every day.
Yeah.
So they don't need to explain to you what's going on. They're just going to show you the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, we leave that. The next day is the day that they're out playing ball, and it's just too
stupid fucking hot, right?
Too hot. And so everybody's like, we're not going to play. We can't do this, Benny. I don't care.
No, it's funny. Benny's just like, if you all want to be a bunch of little girls and stuff, and everybody's just like, yeah, I'm fine with that, dude. It's way too hot.
Hands up from the beginning. I'd have been that kid.
Right, me too.
Me and heat don't equal.
Fuck no.
So yeah, the moment after that's where the only thing you can do, and I mean, again, this was even true in my childhood.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's too hot outside. The only thing you can do is
swimming.
Go to the pool or the lake or whatever the place you can go swimming at is the place you went swimming on a day like that. And so they go to the pool, and it leads us to the greatest moment ever.
I love fucking Squints.
Where we see Squints go for his
uber crush,
Wendy Peppercorn.
Oh, Wendy Peppercorn.
When I tell you every
one of
guy in that existed who saw this movie has been at a pool and seen a hot lifeguard and thought to themselves, I'm going to try.
I'm going to do the Squints.
I'm going to be the guy who does it for real.
And it's going to work.
It's going to work for me. None of us ever do it.
No, we all think it, though.
We all chicken out.
Yeah.
So none of us can actually say if Squints is right or wrong. Because we all don't have the balls that Squints has.
Yeah,
Squints is more of a man than me. I have no problem to say this.
For real. No, I did write in my notes. Squints is the creepy kid that gets caught in the girls' locker room in high school.
Say what you want. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is. And apparently, kid's first kiss. Like, legitimately in real life.
That's even better.
Right, isn't it?
That's a story that will live on.
Yeah, no, it had to have rubbed off. I watched an interview with him, and his wife came in, and she was hot. So he's had game from the beginning.
All right, and then so
They
then
get kicked the fuck out.
they get told that they are told you have to leave. You are no longer allowed back to the pool. Not just that summer. They got a lifetime.
We didn't actually say what he did. We just said he was a legend.
Okay, stop, cut. We're going to
back.
get back. So he was such a legend. He faced drowning just so that way he can make out with
Wendy Peppercorn.
Pepper.
Pepper?
Get it right.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, he's truly a lucky man.
Right? She pulls him up out of the water, and everybody's selling it. Or well, no, actually, the other kids don't even know what he's doing. They're just like, dude, Quince is dead.
Yeah, well, only after the moment because he did turn.
He turns and looks at him. He's just like, and then
They all know.
yeah, and they're like,
But it happened so fast.
yeah, they're like, what the fuck? And then he goes for it, and buddy, she is mad. They get kicked the fuck right on out of that fucking pool. Is it forever or is it just for that summer?
No, it was a lifetime ban.
A lifetime ban? They're never allowed. It's okay, though. She totally smiled back at him.
Because, well, that's what they even said. They said literally from that summer on, not just the rest of the summer. From that summer on, anytime they walk past the pool.
Yeah, she smiled at Squints, my hero.
we cut immediately from the pool scene to the night game scene.
Yes,
Benny
dude.
runs to everybody's house. It's what we can only assume is the 4th of July.
Right.
Or this town just has lots of fireworks shows. I don't know.
I assume
But
it's 4th
because
of
they're,
July.
yeah, I assume it's the 4th of July. And massive fireworks. Now, that being said, this scene, the way Benny looked in the nighttime light that they set up made, again, it's when the mustache
Yeah, you could
stood out, and you're like, how much older is this kid than
This
everybody?
kid's like fucking 18. Don't
Like,
lie
it's
to
the
me.
one, it's not the only scene, but it's definitely one of the scenes
Yeah.
that it stood out so much that it was hard to ignore.
Yeah, the shadow from all the shit poofed and blasted didn't help him with the little hint of stash the poor man had. But great shots. I love the low angles in it, so you can see the fireworks going off and stuff. And then eventually they all just kind of stopped playing baseball and started just watching the fucking fireworks go. So that was great. And then we cut again. This movie just goes from that. We just cut right back to we're playing fucking baseball. And this is the one where Benny gets in the pickle, right? Where he's running back and forth between home plate. And then I'm pretty sure this is where the little minor league gang fucking shows up. Yeah, this is the best
and then
shit.
after that, we cut to their game against them. Yeah. Yeah, this is the
insult scene.
you play ball like a girl scene. Yeah.
Actually, I think the insult before that was actually worse. The one kid, he's just like, you bob for apples in the toilet.
Yeah.
And you like it. And I was like, oh, god damn.
Yeah. But again, man.
Yeah, you can't saw in the 90s, that was the worst fucking insult ever. Like now it's
Well,
like
it's not even, again, in the 60s.
oh yeah, the 60s even. That was even worse. Pretty bad in the 90s and the 60s and fighting words.
Yeah.
The 90s were like, I'm not a girl.
So they have their squabble with the minor with the little league.
yeah, the little league team,
kid.
like they actually, because they have like uniforms and jackets and bikes. So
Pompous kid.
they roll up like they're hardcore on their little bikes and shit.
To again, what are the low income family kids? And it's
Yeah.
like, well, geez, just like nobody even wants you there. Just go away.
This
Like,
is like we're on our shitty fucking
they're on their
field we
own
built
turf.
ourselves.
yeah,
right?
like, let them play, let them have fun. Yeah, so then we get their game. They annihilate them. Like we know they will.
Hams behind home plate the whole time.
Oh
chirping.
yeah, just
like, is that your sister out
giving
there
it
in the
out.
outfield, naked? You think she'd go out with me?
Yeah. But so they win, and of course, coincidentally enough, the same night that they win this game is the night there's a carnival in town.
yeah.
So they can really celebrate. And they do. They live it up hard at this carnival because Bertram, thank you for having that in your notes.
Yep.
Bertram brings some chewing tobacco.
Yep. Some fucking big chief.
Some real chaw.
The best. And they take big handfuls.
It's outrageous. And then they all get on
The tilt the world.
and tequila plays. And I have to say, as a kid born in the 80s, I know that it's just because this was a song that was popular then,
it's
in the
in all
60s.
kinds of
but
fucking
when I
movies.
hear tequila as a child of the 80s, I can't think about anybody except for Pee Wee Herman. God bless Paul Rubens.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, so again, as soon as I hear this scene, it's it's a masterfully crafted scene. They made this movie because they wanted your parents to take you to it.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where you as a kid in 93 or 93.
Yeah, it's 93.
You were going to be a kid who has parents who would have been alive in the 60s, so they would know the song and like the song, and you're going to be someone who loves Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
And you're going to love Pee Wee Herman. And he loves this song. So again, the masterfully thought out ways this movie tries to make sure to entertain both audiences that it has.
Yeah, but they get on the tilt-a-whirl with big mouths full of chew, and they're just chawing away, having a good old time for about 35 fucking seconds. Then everything goes bad.
I want to say,
This is
I've had chewing tobacco one time in my life. I was 16. And I had the same reaction these kids did, and I wasn't on it tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah,
so
no,
I understand.
Yeah, I totally
don't judge
get it.
them.
I don't like chewing tobacco. It's gross. Not a fan.
Never would have been my thought.
I've done it more than once because you're out. There's no cigarettes, and somebody's like, "Well, I got some dip," and you're like, "Well, I mean, I ain't had a cigarette in like 6 hours. Sure, I'll try it. Shit's gross. It's not good." But yeah, they all throw up bad.
Horribly.
Like
They ruin everybody else's night that's at the carnival. 100%. Everybody in that
Splashes.
town talked about this for the next decade.
right.
The night the baseball kids threw up on
it.
all of us.
Right, just spewed all over the tilt-a-whirl.
Again, we cut from that night to yet another. Again, this movie really just goes to show you like how a child's summer feels.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just one big moment to another big moment. You don't remember the small stuff. You just remember the big thing.
Yeah.
And so our next big thing after throwing up at the carnival all night is the day they busted the guts clean out of the ball.
Right. Epic slow-mo of the ball. Right. Again, Benny is, like our Greek hero in this fucking movie. Look at all the great feats he's
Feat of
achieved.
strength. He knocked
None
the
is
guts
better
out of the
than
ball.
Benny. Oh, bow.
Now, but this is the moment, since we don't have a sleepover to cut to, where we get to find out what happens on a day they lose the ball or they break the ball. They have to come up with the money, and Benny informs everybody it's 98 cents.
Where are we going to get 98 cents for a ball?
No, I don't know about you, but when I first heard that, I was like, 98 cents. That seems
nothing.
pricey for 1960. No, dude. Again, stop thinking 1990 math or 2009
Yeah,
math.
that's
We're
true.
talking 1960s math.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
Seems like a lot of money for a baseball.
Well, yeah, they're
You
like
think,
15 bucks now. So.
No, okay, but wait. There's more. I looked this up. In 1962, depending on where you're at, an average baseball could have been 25 cents. Now, we all know that probably means it was 25 cents in a major metropolitan city. They are not in a major metropolitan city.
No, they're in like Utah somewhere.
So 98 cents, probably not far off. But then to top it off, I looked up the conversion rate on inflation. 98 cents in the 60s, $10 today, and it is $10 for a baseball today.
What?
So the baseball costs exactly the same amount of money, proportionally speaking.
That it did in 1962. That's interesting.
I know, I didn't expect that.
No, I got
My deep dive, I was convinced I was going to be like, this movie was so wrong.
No,
And I was.
spot fucking on.
I was.
Well, it's okay to be proven wrong every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how we fucking learn.
yeah. So that is how much a baseball costs, and that is what they realized that they probably weren't going to be able to come up with the kind of money that they would need for that. And
Yeah.
so that leads us to the major driving point of the whole movie. The whole reason that the movie goes off the rails.
Yeah.
Because again, the beginning, all of the beginning so far, we've been seeing just literally
Just a
kid's
great
fun
fucking
summer,
summer, right?
You're just watching it, wondering like, well, what's driving the plot? Where are we going?
We're just watching these kids have fun.
None of it mattered till right now, and right now is when the real story of the movie starts.
About 45 minutes in.
At this point in time, they have no ball. They're convinced they can't get the money to
Yeah,
get a
because
ball.
they're like, what are we going to do about it? Like, we've already lost like 3 balls up to this point.
Yes.
We're strapped, dude.
We got no money, no backups. What are we going to do?
Smalls.
Scott says, I got an idea.
I got a ball.
let me go get it, guys.
They're like, well, go fucking get it. He's a fucking idiot.
So he runs inside. He grabs the ball that he thinks belongs to baby Ruth,
Some woman.
and takes it outside. And everybody's just like, sweet, Smalls brought a new ball. Let's play.
No one bothered to look at
Nobody
it.
looks at it.
Nobody. Not one person.
And so we're playing.
And it's Smalls.
Of course. Oh, no, I know. Of course. Smalls goes up to bat.
Right.
He finally gets his moment.
Right.
Most of these kids haven't even had a moment like this that we know of.
It's been
Ham and Benny are the only people who have ever hit home runs in the Sandlot.
Yep.
That we know
To
of.
our knowledge, right?
Right? Scott.
Yep.
Knocks one out of the park, and you can see it. He's so ecstatic. He's so happy. And then instantly, as soon as the smile hits his face, it dawns on him what that ball was.
He goes around first, and then it hits him, and everybody else is still fucking just cheering.
Cheering.
Yo, dude!
Way to go. And he just walks straight past second into the outfield to the fence.
You gotta go around second.
He just stares,
That way.
just continues to stare. Everybody thinks that maybe he's gone catatonic.
Like, I mean, one of them even says, it's like, it's okay. I mean, it's a big deal hitting your first homer. There's Squints or somebody.
And so then finally, that's when Smalls turns around, tells everybody,
We gotta
guys, we got to get that ball.
We gotta get that ball back.
And they're all like, why? And he's just like, it's my stepdad's. It belonged to some woman. What do you mean, some woman?
I don't know. Her name is Baby Ruth. Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth?
They all flip the fuck out, and he's like, "You guys keep saying that. Who is Babe Ruth?" And then for the fifth time, we're like, "The Sultan of SWAT, the King of Crash, the Colossus of Clout, the Colossus of Clout."
The Great Bambino. That's the same guy? Oh, man.
Yeah, so he's a dead man. Skinned and flayed, boiled, sell his fat for soap, right?
If you can't tell, that scene had a lasting impact on us.
Right. That was probably way too loud for everybody, too.
It's okay.
No, if you had headphones on, we're sorry. I apologize.
I'm not sure if I am, but we'll go with it.
I did it for him. It's fine.
All right, but so at this point we get to, like I said, this is where we actually get a real story going on. There's something that they have to overcome. There is a problem. There is something that actually drives the plot forward now, not just one adventure after adventure after adventure on the baseball field. Now it is, we all have to figure out how we can get this
goddamn ball
and
back.
so it does. It starts simple. It starts simple.
I love Benny, though. He's immediate. He's just like, we start drinking sodas and gathering cans. We got to get money.
No.
Buy the new ball.
So again,
so they can buy some time.
That's what I say. Start simple. The plan is get a new ball. Benny's great,
right?
Because everybody else is like freaking out, and Benny's like, let's. But my problem with this is they buy a ball. They write Babe Ruth on it. They do write it correctly. Thank God they didn't give it to Smalls because he probably would have wrote baby. But they write it correctly. My problem is they put the pristine ball. They didn't try to dirty it up. None of them kids would have been like, that was a game ball?
Yeah, it was.
We should roll it in the
covered
dirt.
Spit and
Right? Like,
dirt.
that's my problem. Because again, these are kids that are in the Sandlot all summer, every summer. You're telling me none of them, not one, was like, shouldn't we rough that thing up a little bit?
Well, I think somebody says something, and somebody's like, well, his mom's not going to know the difference because his dad's off on some stepdad's off on some trip. But that doesn't make sense because his mom is the one who tells him earlier in the movie, like, oh, that's Babe Ruth's ball.
No, not earlier. It's about to happen.
Oh, no, yeah, that's right.
When he puts
it
the
back,
ball
and it just
back. She sees him, and she says, no, he even says that. Because she gives him this speech about, do you know whose ball that is?
Right.
Babe Ruth's. And then he, in narration, was like, as if I didn't feel bad enough.
Right.
Even my mom, a girl, knew Babe Ruth was. But yeah, so then we go from there to each person's thought on how we can get the ball back. Now we don't literally get to see everybody, but we
it's
do.
implied
You get
that
to see a bunch, and you can definitely see if they don't tell you whose idea it was. You can kind of figure it out. The first one, they don't directly tell us whose idea it was to make a giant pole with a pot on it. I can promise you that was Ham.
Yeah.
There's not a single doubt in my head. I know
Nice
he's
and
the one that
simple.
was directing the poll,
and
but
simple
beyond that,
and
just it
efficient.
seems like the kind of thing.
Just like him.
Yes,
Simple
that
and
he was going to
efficient.
be like, guys, there's no way this won't work. It's all metal.
Yeah.
It's a metal pole. It's a metal pot. We're good.
good.
Did not work out.
I do not see how they didn't get their hands fucking sliced.
Yeah.
When it got ripped out of their hands.
It was bad. Well, at first I was watching and I was like, is that just the erector set? No,
it's
definitely
like a signpost. They just went and ripped the stop sign out of the fucking ground.
It's crazy.
So that one doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then like we upgrade each time we do something. We're gonna go to the vacuums now.
The vacuums, which again I love, and I loved as a child, like the thought of doing
just
this.
hooking a bunch of them
The
together.
actual science behind something like that working, though, never.
No.
How are they making those things work together?
How did they connect the hoses all together? Did they
There's a
just
reason we
cut
don't get to
holes
see
and
this.
Splice them to
Yeah. But beyond that, now's the one moment I definitely have to say and point out. There was a hardcore continuity flub or just mistake behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They're going to do the ball with the vacuums, and they show us a far out scene, and they show us zoomed in.
Yeah.
Literally, the thing is
hovering
right
over the
above
ball.
the ball. You can see the string, and I'm not talking like this is not like one of those like you watch some movies and it's a clear plastic string.
Yeah.
They're trying really hard to make sure you can't see.
No,
it.
this is yarn.
This is like black. It's
Right.
it's like thin black rope.
Right.
It's not string. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know how I didn't notice this as a child. I don't know if it was the lens of
It had to have been.
a child nostalgia going on,
Shitty.
or if it's just bad tape. It was 'cause
Yeah.
back then I would have watched it on a VHS on a tube TV, and today I definitely watched it it was on a OLED screen, 4K output. I don't know what the real culprit here is, but I definitely know that you can tell that something is pulling that ball.
Oh yeah, little column A, little column B. It's all the same because we were kids. They hid shit all the time because they knew how bad the cameras were back then. They're like, nobody will fucking notice. It's fine.
But so the vacuum problem backfires.
Yeah, because they do pick the ball up.
Yes. But then
the beast
the
comes and pinches the tube.
and literally backfires.
Oh, yeah, it blows up.
on Timmy or Tommy, whichever the younger one is.
Yeah.
And he comes out with his little speech. We have totally underestimated this dog.
Yeah, no, I loved when the thing exploded and they're all diving off. Like the stunt double for Benny is absolutely fucking shredded. There's clearly two adults doing this, right? But like again, shit you wouldn't notice back in the day on a VHS. But now on my nice phone, oh yeah, dude, I'm like, that guy's fucking ripped, buddy. Fucking rocking the guns. And the other kid's got the fake wig that looked like it was falling off in mid shot while he was flying through the air. Yeah, good shit. But yeah, now this is where we're not fucking around anymore, right? We're bringing science into this shit. We're gonna sacrifice. Yeah.
So the next one is when we decide we're gonna. It's like they've got a swinging kid and a pulley system, but you never see a pulley.
I know. I wrote down. I was
So
like,
is it
how long
just
did it
rope
take
around
to
a
set
branch?
this?
But that would never have worked the way. Because
No.
again, this is like sliding
Well, and they've got the like bicycle
three-dimensionally
wheel thing. It was weird.
Again,
but yeah,
we were
this-
never meant to really know how this. Again, it wasn't really supposed to work, but it is insane to watch and be like, what?
Yeah, we're
But
gonna
so the flying
sacrifice
kids-
Yaya to the dog now.
Yeah. But yeah, so it does not work. Shock to nobody but those kids.
Apparently, this was shot differently originally. This was supposed to be that kid's last scene. Like he was supposed to get so scared he shits his pants and like waddles off the Sandlot, and we don't ever see him again because apparently he punched one of the other kids when they were all fucking around. I think it was Bertram, the big tall kid, and I think that's hilarious because he's super small, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know guys like that, little tiny little motherfuckers that'll fight at the drop of a hat. He's giant now. Did you see him?
No.
He is gigantic. But yeah, it doesn't work. We pull Yay up, and he comes up. It is why he comes up like Bugs Bunny. He comes up going.
Yeah. Well, because he saw the mouth of the beast.
It was real close, dude. It was right up there, and it was all
It's like
gross.
looking death in the eyes.
Yeah.
He was never the same. It's the deadlights from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they pull him up, and he does that weird thing, and I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing?
And we go from that into full-blown Scott Smalls, erector set champion of the world.
Right, this was so fucking cool.
This is a scene that literally, because they knew they were bringing, they were bringing parents who were born and were children in the 60s to see this movie with their kids today. And they were like, oh, let me hit you with the erector set. Did you remember about the erector set? Because I promise you right now, this movie helped sell so many erector sets.
Didn't you have one?
I had a Harley Davidson erector set that my dad 100% bought probably after we watched this movie.
Yeah, I got
because
one
he was
too.
like, I had an erector set. This is cool.
Yeah, I got one too. I could never
We
build
never built
anything. Yeah, I
anything.
never could build anything.
I always looked at the box this thing came in, and I was like, man, I could be building things to launch baseballs away from dogs, but I don't even
see the parts.
I don't know what I need to do.
I don't see a scoop. I don't see a fucking
Because
like,
again,
catapult thing.
none of the things that Scott Smalls built with are things that came in modern day erector sets. I don't know if they came in ones that were came out in the 60s. But I 100% know that they did not come with erector sets that were made in the 90s.
No, but he had like a radio tower that he freaking built.
I mean, that was just him, dude.
They just dropped that thing.
That was just him.
Yeah, it was just in his
He's
yard.
just an engineer.
Yeah, just had it laying around his backyard. That's from last summer. That's what he built last summer.
It is. That's what his mom said.
Right? That's what his mom was bitching at him about. But this is the coolest shit. They dropped the big, huge erector set ramp, and they have a remote controlled Mars rover thing. And the plan is we're going to drive it down, and we're going to scoop up the ball, and we are going to catapult launch that thing across the fence, and Benny and Nunez is going to catch it, but it doesn't work. They get real close. I love Squints
it's
during
so
this.
close.
I love Squints. He's got like the periscope thing, and he's
each part of the plan, each plan,
Yeah.
got a little bit closer than the plan
closer.
before.
They got so close, and Squints is guiding it with his little periscope, and he's all like, "Deploy catapult," and it drops, and then it spreads open and just kind of scoops it up. And then right when they launch it and it's coming over the fence, Beast comes up and he fucking eats it. So he had to have like thrown it up later because it's just like laying in the thing.
Well, I mean, because he didn't really eat it, he just
Swallowed
it's
it.
the puppet that they used.
Yes.
They couldn't make it look like he just caught it because
Yeah.
the thing was giant.
It was fucking gigantic.
But yeah, so then they were like, I don't know what we're gonna do, and so then we cut to Benny at home
Sleeping.
trying to figure out how he can help save the day.
And get rid of that 5 o'clock shadow. It's bad in this scene. It's so bad.
And so then Benny wakes up in the middle of the night, or he thinks he wakes up. We still don't really know what is going on. I don't know if this is supposed to be Benny talking to a dead man, if this is supposed to be a dream Benny had about talking to a dead man. I don't know what happens.
It's not clear.
We see Benny speak to Babe Ruth. And I got to say, that man is one of the most convincing Babe Ruths I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's way better than the Babe Ruth in the Babe Ruth movie from like the 50s or something.
Yeah, he's in that guy is also Art LaFleur.
He's
That's
a
his
Man
name.
of the House, right? With Chevy Chase and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Isn't he in that movie?
If you build it, they will come.
Oh, is he Babe Ruth in that movie too?
I don't know if he's Babe Ruth, but he's definitely one of
definitely
the
in
ball
that
players
I like
in
that
A Field
movie.
of Dreams.
It's a good movie. We're gonna have to do that movie.
And so I just loved it because I was like,
It fits.
this man is a ball player.
No, he was
and
in
people know he's a ball player.
all kinds of shit in the 90s.
But so we get to have this big scene with Benny and the Babe.
Inspiring mentor
It's
speech.
great. We hear all kinds of great talk from the Babe to Benny. He's telling Benny, if someone's going to do it, it has to be you.
Yeah.
You're the one. You know that you're talented. You know that you're the one that's got the skills. You know, I mean,
Everyone else has tried.
The speech is literally like, the speech he's getting from Babe Ruth is literally like, you are the chosen one. Like, it's not even like any it's not any like veiled anything. It's literally like, Benny, it has to be you.
I wrote in my notes, I was like, our real hero is revealed.
It's true though.
It
That's
is.
exactly that's exactly how the scene feels. There is no like, there's no kind of veil. They're not trying to hide it. They are literally like, there is almost you would expect word for word Babe Ruth to be like, "You're the one, man.
Yep.
You do it." But so Babe Ruth. Now that being said, though, the Babe does utter the most important lines of this movie. They're going to echo throughout time.
If this didn't touch you when you were like a kid, like this had to have resonated with you somehow.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
Right.
What?
Chills, dude.
I'm telling you right now, Babe Ruth just laid down some straight knowledge
Right.
to Benny with that one.
And he's all inspired now.
And so at that, Benny knows what he needs to do. So again, much like the rest of the
He
movie,
gathers up everybody.
well, much like the rest of the movie. Cut to next day.
Yeah, just next scene. We're done. Scene
That was
over.
it. He talked to someone who's dead. The dead man made a few weird statements.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where the next day he's gathered everybody up so that way he can say, "Guys, I'm just gonna go.
I had a dream. I can do this.
I'm gonna run in.
The Babe told me I can do it." And he drops the shoes.
Brand new pair. PF Flyers.
I wanted these so fucking bad.
I did too. Literally in my notes, right there. Always wanted a pair, never got them. I am an adult who could buy them, and they are available right now from Shoes for Cruise. Nice. If you've ever worked for restaurants, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shoes for Cruise has PF Flyers you can buy. Look like the movies. They are literally solid black, black on black, because that's the thing. Other kids in the movie have on Converse. Other kids in the movie have on other pairs of PF Flyers. Benny's are black on black PF Flyers.
And these were guaranteed to make a kid jump higher, run faster, and just all around be better. And I wanted them so fucking bad.
I mean, they are what they are.
I think the closest I got to was like Converse, but I was little and I didn't know the difference.
I mean, really, you're splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah,
they're both thin-soled canvas shoes.
Is that why they're called Converse? Canvas?
No, it's just a name.
But then Benny's gonna go. He's gonna jump over the fence, and he's gonna get that goddamn ball. And we have the good, the bad, and the ugly music.
Wait, but before he even goes, though, I want to point this out. Literally, both Benny and the rest of the kids from the Sandlot are all like Benny's talking to them like he's not coming back.
Yeah,
like
he's not die doing this.
But my only problem with that is, how was Benny supposed to get them the ball if he was gonna die in the process of getting the ball?
Lob it over the wall.
I guess that's
in his final death throws. He throws it gallantly.
Well, but see, that's my only problem. Like, again, I don't care. They're kids. Yeah. Kids definitely think about things like this in life and death. That's not a problem. I can believe that. I can't believe that that there was no thought about, if he dies, how do we end up with the ball?
Right. It was dramatic, and he was being heroic, and all of his friends were all like, "Man, Benny's so fucking cool."
All right, and so then that leads us into what I swear just feels like the longest chase scene in any movie ever.
It goes on for fucking ever, but I do like that it's Wipeout.
I have no problem with any of it, and I loved it as a kid,
right?
And I kind of loved it as an adult.
No, as an adult, I love it more.
It went on for so long. No, as an adult, I watched that scene and I understand.
He jumps through the Wolfman.
Yeah,
and then I popped for it. I was like, "Yay! I love that fucking movie."
But as an adult, I watched it and I was just like, I understand exactly why we as a generation, like millennials, enjoy the jokes like from Family Guy where they just say the same thing like 800 times. Yeah. It's because of scenes like this where this chase went on forever. Yeah, like you're like, oh, it's surely going to end now. And we were just 8 years old. Like, no, of course it's not.
No, there's music changes. It goes through Wipeout, and then there's another where he's like running through.
Well, then you hear the overtalk of Wolfman.
Yeah, and then it cuts over to like the picnic, and it's different. It's the music. music, and then he's like, he runs past his buddies, and he's like, "Get back to the Sandlot!" And this was so weird. Did you like? Why does Squints look directly at the camera and go, "We gotta go to the Sandlot, go!" Like he just said that.
It's the only scene where they do that. I don't know why they
so
wanted
weird.
to break the fourth wall. If they had done it before, and then we had seen like a zoom out where we saw which kid, so we knew that he was supposed, like, we just literally. But there is no scene in this movie where we're seeing first person from anybody's point of view. So it's really weird for us to cut right there to do it then.
Yeah, it was really weird. But they all run back to the Sandlot, and Benny's hoofing it. He's getting tired, and the dog's right behind him, and it bites him square on the ass, and he gets a little boost of speed because, you know, naturally he just got bit in the ass, and jumps clean over the fence, gets on the other side, dog jumps right over it, and big nice shot of dog balls on the other side, which I thought was really funny. But then he's trapped, right? Benny's trapped on the other side with the dog, but the fence falls over and big boom. And not one time at any point during all the screaming, literal explosions, the fence falling over, dog barking, does the owner ever once come out of his house to see, like, what the fuck is going on? Not once. But the dog is trapped under the fence now, and Benny has the ball, and everybody's just kind of like, oh, well, what do we do? And then Smalls is like, well, come on, guys, we got to get the dog out from under the thing. And he's trying, and everybody just kind of stares at him, which I thought was like, well, fuck you guys. I mean, I know you don't like the dog, but Benny goes and helps, and they get the dog out, and he just pops right back up like it's nothing and gets right in Smalls' face, and you think he's going to get attacked for a second. And then it just starts licking him, and he's just a nice puppy.
Not a beast at all.
No.
Part of the moral of the story.
Yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover. The dog likes balls.
The moral of the story is just knock on the neighbor's door.
For real, though, which I want to add, he answers immediately. That soft-ass knock at the door.
That's what I'm saying.
Brings him to the door, but none of the explosions and shit did.
All you need to do is knock.
Yeah, just go be like, hey, can we get our ball back? We've all had to do it. It sucks. It's embarrassing and, you know, awkward. But, you know, just knock and, hey, we hit our ball in your yard. Can we go look for it? And they're usually pretty cool about it. But then we wouldn't have had a movie. Yeah. But when they knock on the door, who is it?
The one, the only, James Earl Jones, as we have mentioned before, comes to the door. And again, as soon as you hear his voice, even as a kid, I don't care if you had never seen Star Wars or knew what it was. When that man speaks, it just captures you.
Right. It's so...
You feel it's locked deep in, intimidated, and somehow cared for all at the same time.
Right. It's a warm, nougaty voice.
And so,
how else to describe it?
He takes the kids inside, not all of them.
No, it was originally
just our
all
friends.
Of them.
Just the important ones.
It's way easier to shoot that way. That's why.
Well, again, it's a small room inside.
Yeah.
It would have been weird for like 12 kids.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, 9. I'm sorry.
But he has the coolest baseball shit
memorabilia
everywhere. Real stuff too. They went to a baseball museum and went and gathered the stuff to dress the set with. So I thought that was cool.
And then he proceeds to tell the kids, hey, don't be mad at my dog.
Yeah, like, it's not his fault.
He's just not used to people.
Right.
He just takes care of me.
Personally, if I was Benny, I'd be real mad. I was like, he bit me on the ass. Like, look at my ass.
He asked for it. But you could have just went to the door.
That's true, I guess. He could have just asked.
Again, the moral of the story. Knock on your neighbor's door.
James Earl Jones even says that, doesn't he? He's just like, why didn't you just knock? I'd have got it for you.
Thank you. So like I said, the only people at fault here are the kids.
Well, they're kids. It's fine.
But so James Earl Jones, he's like, so what's so important about this ball? Because as we find out right now, even the flashback, because of our poor narrators telling the stories, don't let us know this man is blind. We just now realize he can't. Well, he can see. He can't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's partially blind. He's definitely not fully blind. He's walking around that house. He ain't got no cane. So obviously he's blind enough.
Right.
And so he says, well, I don't understand what's so important about that ball.
It was signed by Babe Ruth. And he just says the best line. He's just like, oh, you're not just in trouble. You're dead where you stand.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty fucked.
George signed that ball?
George?
You knew him?
Yeah, he apparently played for the Yankees back in the same time.
So that's when we find out that he's got a replacement ball for the kids. It's not just a replacement; it's better in every way.
It's worth way more than that one ball. That
It's
ball,
signed by everybody on the team, not just Babe Ruth.
the entire murder row, all of them, the fucking
It's a truly amazing
Lou
piece of
Gehrig,
memorabilia. And
easily worth 3 times whatever the other.
and so that's when he says, "Yeah, I'll let you take that ball. You just give me your ball."
And
they're
come over and talk baseball.
yeah, and
with
talk
me.
baseball with me. And they're like, "Well, but why do you want to keep this ball?" And he was just like, "It's a true one of a kind. Mr. Myrtle is a man that understands what it truly means
Yeah,
to be special."
yeah, because
Babe Ruth signed lots of balls.
yeah, he did.
So a baseball signed by Babe Ruth, not special. A baseball signed by the entire team, not special. They probably did that a lot.
Yeah, a few
promotional
times, sure.
things.
Yeah,
A baseball signed by Babe Ruth that his dog ate up, and these kids came and had an
this
adventure
wild-ass
for to
adventure.
try to get. That's a one of a kind.
Yeah, it is.
That ball is important.
Because-
that ball has a story. That ball has a life.
And you
it's
know-
what matters.
you know, he fucking would tell people about that later, because the kids all eventually in the dialogue, it's like he says, "Oh, they all move away and go and do stuff," and Benny was like the last one, but
No, Benny might have been the last person he mentioned. The last person to move away from the neighborhood was Scott Smalls, even though he was the last kid to move into the neighborhood as well. Sorry.
yeah.
It's in my notes.
Yeah, we get the cool.
Yeah, so at that point,
Ending.
the movie's basically done. At that point, we find out where everybody went. We get a nice wrap up. We find out that Squints is married
We
to
get
Wendy
the Stand
Peppercorn.
By Me ending,
Yeah.
but it's happy.
Yeah, it's really actually happy for everyone. Squints is married to Wendy Peppercorn.
They have 9 kids.
Was it De Nunez owns like a Lowe's, like a home repair store?
repair
Yeah,
store.
yeah, yeah.
The
But-
twins
yeah.
design tree houses or something.
All these people, I can't remember.
Bertram
Thank you.
disappears during the 60s movement.
Exactly. I was just about to say. I was like, I was gonna say I don't remember his name, but I do because Beau came with the notes.
Yes.
Thank you. But yeah, Bertram disappears into the 60s.
Yeah, he got
Nobody
way
does.
into the hippie
That's the only one.
movement. Just-
They all know where everybody else ended up, but Bertram.
Ham became a professional wrestler, which speaks to
The
me
great
personally. The great
Hambino.
Hambino.
I gotta say, as a kid with the last name Ham, when this movie came out, I was not a fan of the nickname because everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. That's your name now."
All right, Ham. Great Hambino.
But yeah, so all of the kids end up somewhere
My name's
great.
Bo. I got Bozo the Clown all the fucking
That's
time.
not so bad.
When you hate clowns, though.
But so all these kids, we find out not only that they all played baseball as long as they lived in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
that they all stayed in touch even as they left. They
Yeah.
all stayed in touch. That's crazy. Like, think about that. I've got friends from 5 years ago I don't speak to, and we live in an era of multimedia everything. You can contact people 8,000 different ways. These are people who it was 1960 to
68.
1970.
Yeah, something
Give
like
it at
that.
the latest.
Yeah.
That's literally putting some of them not leaving until they were 18 to 20, right? Still keeping in touch with each other by mail,
Right.
by
Just
phone,
writing fucking letters and shit.
calling each other.
And at
I think
the
we
end of
all
the movie,
need to take a lesson from that.
yeah, for real, to stay in touch with your boys. But we go to the future. Benny has become, as we figured, a
Pro ball player.
Yep, he's doing the old pickle where he's running back and forth between third and home, and Smalls is the announcer. He's announcing his boys' game, and he is pumped, and he's still wearing that stupid fucking hat.
The coolest hat in the world.
No, it's stupid. I hate that hat.
It's the coolest hat in the world.
I hate it so
But
much.
so we even last scene of the movie we get Benny looks up and gives a little salute up to his best buddy Scott because those two are still real good friends.
And that's the movie, and it's over. And
That's been
Big
the Sandlot,
celebration.
everybody. That's the Sandlot as we see it.
yes, this is our reaction to the Sandlot. This is really like a review.
No. This is definitely not a review.
No,
this
we
is
just-
100% a reaction.
Yeah,
to the
this is how we just watch the movie.
We watched the movie, and we're hoping that if you figured out what the movie was, you watched it.
Yeah.
And now you're just listening to us talk about it. Hopefully, if you got real creative, you decided to try the beer. That's part of why we want you guys to see what we're drinking, what we're going to have for the next week. We want you to see so that way maybe you want to join in with us.
Yeah, come play the game.
Have some.
Yeah, and oh no, I recommend this. This is good. And 12% alcohol, dude. I'm a little.
Yeah, I'm feeling toasted like a s'more
For
right
real.
now.
I am a toasted mallow right now, and I'm happy about it. But it's really good. I'm gonna drink the last bit of it here. All gone. Good stuff.
Well, all right. Now that we're done with the movie, all we got to do here is a little bit of wrap up and getting ready for next week. So first thing we want to go ahead and let you guys know is next week we're going to be drinking ourselves a beer.
Yeah, tell them the next beer.
So another beer this week. Again, just so that way you guys understand, it will not always be a beer. It might usually be a beer.
Yeah, 'cause they're
beer is a
easier
little
to
bit
find.
easier. It probably is always going to be an adult beverage of some sort.
Yeah.
And so beer just a little bit easier. Beers have names. We can drink them in the hour and not be too messed up to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
That being said, we do have some special plans for some episodes that will involve some stronger drinks than just a beer.
Yep.
But our next episode, we're planning on drinking Zombie Dust. It is an undead pale ale by Three Floyds Brewing Company.
Play the game on Instagram. Try and guess what the next movie is. And yeah, that'll be fun.
So again, if you need to know where to find us, our social media is going to be at Instagram. We are at Kentucky Fried Critics. If you want to try to watch this on YouTube, currently it's still just audio only. We don't do video. We do plan on trying to do that sometime in the future, but that is going to be the channel name, Kentucky Fried Critics, at KF Critics, if you're going to do it by the @ sign.
Yeah. Or you can search us on Spotify, all of your friendly neighborhood podcasts.
Yeah, at this point, I'm
segments.
pretty sure we're on
everything, aren't
most
we?
of them. If not all of them, we are certainly at most of them. And you can always just find us at our website, which is going to be shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
Nice. I like how you slowed it down right there. That was good.
I just wanted to make sure people really
nice
knew
and
how to
clear
find
and
us.
concise so everybody can follow along and know what we're doing. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun.
I had a blast. I hope everyone else had fun with us. Please, like, subscribe, share, whatever it is you need to do. Let us know if you want to.
Stand on a mountaintop and yell it if you want to, just as long as people hear about it.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. If you have any ideas for the show or you have
Suggestions, movie
anything
stuff,
like that,
movies,
feel
games.
free to email us, because obviously we don't want you to tell us movies or show ideas in the comments, because other people will see them and it makes us less likely to choose them. So feel free to email us. That is also going to be KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com.
Also beers, if you have good beer ideas.
We can always try to figure out the movie to go with the beer. You just let us know an idea, movie, beer, TV show, subject, whatever you'd like.
Yep.
Let us know. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. All right, guys. I think that's it.
All right.
We're out.
Later.
We did it. Forever.